So here it goes, the diaphragm. So often you'll hear people talk about diaphragmatic breathing. And that's a problem to me because our bodies tend and our minds tend to think about things that we focus on, and we can't control the diaphragm all the time. We can by influencing it to do things, right? So let me explain. First of all, the diaphragm is part of the autonomic nervous system. And that means that when you're sleeping or doing something else, it does it by itself. Did you know you're breathing right now? Did you tell your body to breathe in and breathe out on purpose? Is that what you're doing? Well, probably not while you're watching this, unless you wanted to practice while watching this. That would be cool. But overall, I'm going to use my notes here that you can refer to so you can go in order, and I'm going to elaborate on some of the things that I said already on the notes that you have in front of you. So I want to say maybe just bring up those notes as I'm talking. The diaphragm works on its own. It can be influenced by things that we do, like if we have, standing tall, or if we're providing space in the rib cage, relaxing our muscles as much as possible, while still causing the amount of force or pressure that we need to vibrate the vocal cords and approximate them. So we're going to use the term singer's breath, just so you know, so you can concentrate on the things you can control while breathing. So we can start a breath on purpose, right? We can make the diaphragm move. We can make it move by choice. This is called voluntary breathing. But when we stop thinking about it, the diaphragm switches to involuntary breathing. So the diaphragm is special because it switches between the two, and we can control it that way. And keeping good posture and staying relaxed, of course, influences it through that. So think about doing these things in order, which is on the chart. First of all, breathing technique is maintaining a good posture so your diaphragm can work through taking in air and pulling that air in effectively. And then relaxing the stomach muscles as much as possible to get that breath in. So let's see. Have a good posture, ear holes over your shoulders, like we talked about, right? Shoulders over the hips, and I know I'm sitting right now, but if you could please stand for this. And then we want to relax the stomach muscles. Just relax them. Nobody's around, and if they are, let them look. Just relax. There we go. Oh, let it go. Doesn't that feel good? And now you want to expand the rib cage. So watching these, expand these out when I take a breath in. So you see how they're kind of going out a little bit? You want to just be able to breathe in that way, and then you inhale silently. Don't go, but I wanted you to hear that I'm breathing in. But now let's do a singer's breath for realsies. Okay, ready? Here it goes. Can you practice that? I took a breath in, and then it was a silent breath, which if you take an audible breath in, if you take that in, then you're causing tension in the vocal cords. Breathe in silently. Like you're smelling a flower or you're breathing in steam. Make that happen, and that's effective breathing. You want to practice that while singing. And if you're not in the habit of that and you take in what you consider bad breaths, then maybe you need to think about your body posture first. Don't concentrate on your diaphragm. You're not able to control that. Now, think of it this way. Your heart. Your heartbeat pretty much does its own thing, but you can control it indirectly. You can control it directly. You can influence it by running really fast, and then it's going to cause your heart to speed up. And you can slow it down by calming down and sitting and relaxing and breathing slow. In fact, breathing is so powerful that if I want to be angry, then I could breathe like I'm angry. And if I do that, my heart and body will start sending, all types of signals to our body to be able to tell you, hey, we're angry now. So we're going to act like we're angry, or excited, or in love, or whatever else. So that's even more important. Taking a singer's breath, a healthy singer's breath, means that your posture is good. Okay, so let's concentrate on this. If I say breathe from your diaphragm, I'm like, only thinking about diaphragm, and I'm like, okay, the diaphragm has to move this way. Forget it. You can't even feel the diaphragm moving. You can feel the muscles around the diaphragm. Anyway. So, singer's breath. When I hear singer's breath and I say singer's breath, I think, singer's breath. That means posture, right? That means I'm going to do this with my body, and I'm going to do this with my body, and I'm going to do this with my body. I'm going to have good posture. I'm going to make sure that my rib cage expand out. I'm going to breathe silently. I'm going to breathe in the next phrase emotionally. If I'm angry, I'm going to breathe in and deliver the anger. If I'm sad, I'm going to breathe in that way, taking a singer's breath appropriate to the way that we're supposed to sing the next sound or vowel or anything else. using positive language in this makes a huge difference in it. Our brains, and I'm going to give another analogy here, our brains cannot think about things that it can't control. It doesn't like negative things. For example, don't think about an elephant. What is your brain doing now? It's thinking about an elephant. So our brains can't comprehend negative things. And if we say, use your diaphragm, to use my diaphragm, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this, that's how I use my... You're typically not thinking that. You're thinking about your diaphragm moving, which is the end product of you taking a good breath in. Now, if I say take a singer's breath in, you're like, okay, singer's breath. In order to do a singer's breath, and that is very helpful for me. So I don't use breathe from your diaphragm. I use things and a word and phrase that helps me think about the things I can control around that's going to cause my diaphragm to naturally move that way anyway, which is what you want, right? If your diaphragm, when you're naturally breathing, does its own thing without you having to think about it, let's not think about it. Let's not even talk about it. Let's talk about the things that we can control and let the diaphragm do its own thing. And then we can get to the root of the problem more in our breathing. That's why I wanted to say this.